It was March 5th, 2009. The streets of London were buzzing with excitement. Thousands of fans gathered near the O2 Arena, holding banners, wearing vintage jackets, and blasting Michael Jackson's songs through speakers. For weeks, rumors had been spreading. Was Michael finally making a comeback? Inside the arena, the lights suddenly went dark. A deep voice echoed, "Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Jackson." The crowd erupted as Michael appeared, wearing sunglasses, a black jacket covered in silver details, and that unmistakable smile. He stepped up to the microphone and spoke just a few simple words. "This is it. This is the final curtain call." Fans screamed with joy. Michael had just announced a series of comeback concerts in London, 50 shows in total. It was going to be the greatest return the music world had ever seen. But behind the scenes, not everything was as perfect as it looked. Rehearsals for the This Is It tour began in Los Angeles. Michael was determined to make these concerts legendary. Every dance move, every vocal line, every detail had to be flawless. He would arrive quietly with his security team. But the moment the music started, something magical happened. Even at 50 years old, his movements were sharper and more precise than dancers half his age. Kenny Ortega, the tour's director, said, "Michael didn't just want a concert. He wanted a story. He wanted to give people an experience they'd never forget." Michael's perfectionism pushed everyone to their limits. If a light cue or dance step wasn't perfect, he would stop everything and redo it, again and again. He often worked late into the night, long after others were exhausted. But everyone knew what they were creating was something the world had never seen before. While the world saw the comeback, behind closed doors, Michael faced enormous pressure. Tickets sold out in minutes. Over 1 million fans were planning to travel to London. Expectations were sky high. But Michael's health and personal life were fragile. He struggled with insomnia, often relying on complicated routines just to get a few hours of rest. At the same time, he was deeply involved in every creative decision, from music arrangements to stage visuals, costumes, and choreography. Some team members worried that the pressure was too much, but Michael always reassured them, "The fans deserve the best. I have to give them the best." Despite the stress, there were beautiful moments too. Sometimes he would joke around with the dancers, challenge them to dance-offs, or teach them his signature moves. People who were there said it felt like they were witnessing history being written in real time. Then came June 25th, 2009. The world stopped. News broke that Michael Jackson had passed away in Los Angeles, just weeks before the opening show. Shock, disbelief, and grief spread across the globe. Millions of fans poured into the streets, singing his songs, crying, holding candles. It was more than the loss of a superstar. It was the end of an era. Later that year, the rehearsal footage was turned into the documentary This Is It. It showed Michael's creative process, his passion, his attention to detail, his drive to give everything to his fans. The film became one of the highest-grossing concert documentaries in history. The comeback show never happened, but the legacy he left behind became even more powerful. Dancers, singers, and performers around the world still study those rehearsals for inspiration. Michael Jackson's final chapter wasn't a concert. It was a message about dedication, creativity, and love for the audience. Even in his last days, he was pushing boundaries, chasing perfection, and giving everything he had for the people who believed in him. And that is why his story will never be forgotten.